So Kyle, with the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild cover story, it was your first time meeting Mr. Miyamoto himself.
That's right, yeah.
What was it like? I mean, not to outshine Enuma, also him.
I've met Onuma a couple times. I've spoken with him on the phone, and I did sit down and talk to him. I didn't talk to Miyamoto very much. I was nervous, and I didn't want to interject myself. I didn't want to be like, "Hello, I'm Kyle." I waited until the end when we were splitting off to finally shake his hand and say hello. I wouldn't be here without the games that you made. You changed my life. Thank you very much.
Let me lick
give him a little kiss on the cheek and then call it a day. But it was cool. It was a life.
It is just a weird, exciting time when you're in the same room as Miyamoto, because the second he walks in, it's like, I want to ask 1,000 questions. I have so many things. Yeah. Just check off the list. Just fill my brain with your knowledge, sir. But it's like, just be cool. Let him sit down. Let him relax. You don't need a constant rapid fire interview going on. We save that for when we're actually filming it, which he was an unbelievably good sport with.
Just the best.
Him and Enuma.
Super nice.
They actually felt bad at the end of it. I got the impression, because they're like, sorry we weren't funnier. We're trying really hard to be funny. It's like, dude, are you kidding me? We don't need a, clown show from you two. You're legends. Just sit back. It was hilarious.
Yeah, they killed it too.
Yeah, for sure.
Just the Twitter response and on Facebook and stuff, people were dying. It's just great.
They understand memes.
It was certainly. It was nice to sit. I mean, that's all you and Reeves and Hanson put that. But it was fun for me to sit there and try to stifle my laughter as best I could.
Yeah,
it is funny too, and just to get into it and pat our own backs. But when the PR people are laughing at something you're doing, that's always kind of feels kind of good.
Yeah, instead of just shaking their heads.
Instead of just shaking their heads and be like, oh my gosh, how are we going to kill this?
So Enuma in interviews has certainly said that hey, Miyamoto has given me more free reign with Breath of the Wild than he ever has. I don't know if you guys read this article recently in Time about kind of the shifting power within Nintendo. Nothing direct, but certainly got the vibe on this trip that Miyamoto he's really starting to step down at Nintendo and from the overall day-to-day operations of the Zelda franchise and of the main franchises. Right. It seems like a real turning point.
To me, at least that's my perception. I don't think
the guy's getting up there.
I don't think anyone's like Miyamoto. You need to go sit in the round.
I don't think
he's
so either.
I think he's ready to elevate the people that he's been working with for years. And
certainly, saying one foot out the door is too much, but it felt nice to shoot some silly interviews with them and some serious interviews, which are going to be going live soon, including one about, which I'm really excited about, at the end of the month. It's about training up the next generation of Nintendo development talent. Ooh. I think that's the most insightful interview that we shot. But it certainly felt like he's starting to wave goodbye. Not mentally or physically.
He's still making games.
No,
yes, absolutely.
Still seemed as spry as ever.
There's a silly moment where it was the night before the Switch reveal. We're in the hotel where the whole Switch event was going on and whatnot. And I was in the elevator by myself, and the elevator doors open, and I see a gray-haired man standing out there, and I realize, oh, that's Enuma. He's standing right there. My God. And then I'm like, oh, he's not getting in the elevator. And then just that second, an arm swung around, and it was Miyamoto starting to walk into the elevator, and the doors were closing at this point. I would have lost my arm. I dove in for those doors so much. Like, don't you dare close on me. And then Miyamoto got in, and it was Miyamoto and I going on a quiet elevator ride, the night before the full Switch hands-on. It's magical.
And then he noticed you peed your pants, and he was like, oh my gosh, this is super embarrassing.
So I just gave him the most generic English things because he can speak a little bit, right? So I gave him the... Excited? Hey, big day, excited? And he said, yes, but I'm very tired. And he was super shy and just looked down at his feet and was probably get me out of this elevator.
Yeah. My Miyamoto elevator story is that I was in a crowded elevator with an older couple, and one of them was holding a cup of coffee, and Miyamoto and Enuma got in the elevator, and I was like, oh, it's those guys. And I think it was Miyamoto was backing the elevator, and the woman spilled her coffee. And I was like, do you know you've spilled your coffee on Shigeru Miyamoto?
Wait, she spilled it all over his face?
No, just a little bit on the floor that I think spattered onto his leg.
Good story, Kyle.
Oh, it's great.
Classic Hilliard one-upper.
Tell us that again?
Yeah, so I was, get that. I'm in the elevator.
No, so yeah, stay tuned. We have a hub on the site, and we're running stories almost every day, eventually Monday, Wednesday, Friday, with new updates on Zelda, and there's a lot of fun stuff throughout the month, so I'm excited about that. Thank you so much for watching this excerpt from the Game Informer Show podcast. You can click right here if you want to subscribe and listen to the audio version of the full show. Full episodes air every Thursday, and they feature Game Informer editors sitting around talking about the biggest reviews, previews. We talk about exclusive impressions of Game Informer's cover stories. We have long-form developer interviews, everything that's great in gaming. So every Thursday, be sure to check it out.